All right, guys, Pillow Man is back. Here is the Pillow Man. So, Mike Lindell, on the Eric Metaxas show, could you imagine setting up an election day live stream, covering it on your media outlet, and you're like, let's get that Mike Lindell guy. Because he's a guy, he's been wrong about fucking everything. He gave us, 3 different dates that... Bro, you don't even understand. I know Biden's president right now, but Trump's going to come back. He's coming back Tuesday, August, whatever. He'll be back, bro. You just watch. And then it doesn't happen. And he's like, there's a new date. He's going to come back then. That's what's going to happen, bro. They're going to overturn the election, bro. We're going to win the Supreme Court case, bro. All this shit. Wrong every step of the way. Well, now he wants to give us a little breakdown of the election. Watch.
And the last thing I seen was a $200,000 vote injection in Michigan into Matt DePerno's Dana Nessel. So they just crushed Matt just right there in that moment. And Kerry Lake was down by 250,000 votes. And you had all these Blake Masters down, Mark Fincham down, all these people. It looked like they were going to just steal the whole country. So we're watching this happen. And I go, wow, this is, I'm praying. I'm going, God, don't let them steal everything. We really needed to have the House and the Senate to slow the destruction of our country while we get rid of these machines. Well, the morning of the election, what a miracle that happened. I get up and you hear from all over the country, 30-some states had machine problems. What? It was beautiful. I'm calling it a divine intervention. I'm gonna give it a break that they didn't plan. If I was those guys, the evil, the bad, I would have made sure these machines were running beautifully, at least functioning right, because they can steal it on the other end. With 32 states minimum that had problems with people, you stick in paper, it doesn't work, or you got there and they said, I'm sorry, it says here you already voted. And or we had people in Kansas where it was actually flipping their vote. They couldn't get it to stay on the Republican. And we go, ding, ding, ding. This was a blessing. I'm going, thank you, Lord, for showing the whole world that just on the front end alone. And that could have been maliciously done, but I think it would be there were different problems in different states, Eric. So they just decimate Michigan and Pennsylvania and Colorado. If we would have got a big red wave, I want everybody watching to really understand this. If the red wave would have came through, do you know how hard it would have been to get our elections back to where it's selection or elections and not select? Never. We would have lost our country.
In other words, who, me, bro? You talking to me, bro? I don't even want to win, bro. Why would you even want to win? What is that? What good does that do? See, I know we were saying red wave, and we wanted a red wave, and we all thought red wave, but the fact that there's not a red wave means God intervened to make it so that people realize that it was stolen, so we're going to fix the election, and then in the next one, we'll do better. Okay, hold on. This guy, he thinks his God is controlling everything, micromanaging everything, and he thinks God is massive Donald Trump fan or whatever. Why wouldn't God just have you guys do the red wave now? Why wouldn't you take a super majority in the Senate and a massive majority in the House? What? No, God wanted to make it a little more complicated than that, a little more complex. I get it's kind of hard to wrap your mind around, but he wanted to do the thing where it's not a big red wave. It's like it's a red trickle, but that's good because then stuff is going to happen and things, and in the long run, think about it. That's what we want. Jesus Christ. Now, by the way, all the issues, there were some issues on election day with some machines, but there's always contingency plans. So what happens is, with some of the places that had the issue in Arizona, you would still vote, and then it would be hand counted after. It's just like, oh, okay, the thing's struggling, or we ran out of printer paper or ink, or okay, and then boom, you just do it the other way, and everything's fine. Now, look, I agree We should have more consistent standards all across the U.S. I'd love to see ranked choice voting in every single state. And I'd love to see, getting the results on the same day. Other countries manage to do it. Of course we can do it. Some states in the U.S. manage to do it. Why couldn't every state do it? But that would require, federal laws. And I guarantee you, if these federal laws were passed under a Democratic administration, then they would immediately say, like, this is further proof of stealing it. They're stealing it by trying to make the elections better and smoother, but I don't trust anything they do ever, bro. So even if they were to do the right thing, they would turn around and say, I don't support that. So it's all nonsense. It's all massive cope. It's all massive cope. He thought red wave, and there wasn't a red wave, and he goes, actually, God did this so that we win by little, but not a lot, so that we can fix the machines. By the way, Trump had all these election-denying candidates. 53% of the Republicans running are election deniers, or they question it at the very least. And for the handful of them or actually, I don't know, there's very few that actually won, thank God. But of the ones that lost, as of right now, even like Doug Mastriano, who was one of the most extreme ones, he conceded. I saw a number of statements conceding from hardcore election deniers, which, by the way, I'm unironically super happy about. Because it could have went bad, man. These people could have denied till the end of time, and then the next election, they're all going to deny it again if they lose, and that's just like, oh, what a fucking nightmare. Then you're really talking about a democracy that doesn't function even to the small degree ours currently does, right? So that's good. The only one we don't know yet is Carrie Lake, what's going to happen with Carrie Lake. Because it looks like Hobbs is going to pull it out, and then Carrie Lake, she might go insane. We'll see. We'll see if she pulls a full Trump. I genuinely don't know. But, man, Mike Lindell, massive cope. This guy, the thing I love about him is how confident and arrogant he is as he says the most insane things you've ever heard in your life. If you want to see me and Crystal Ball interview legends like Noam Chomsky, Cornel West, and more, subscribe to Crystal, Kyle, and Friends on Substack. $5 a month gets you the video version a day early. Remember, we take 0 ad dollars for this podcast. Or you can sign up on Substack for free and get the audio version a day later. Link in the video description box below.